Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna talk about one of my favorite things to do, which is traveling. If you know me, you know I love to travel. Man, this time last year we were actually just going through the beginning of the pandemic and of quarantine. Last year I really wanted it to be like my me year, just running so many businesses, being a single parent. You know, I really have not been able to travel the way that I would like to. I got a lot of these girls that work for me now, you know, servers, bartenders, etc. Like, especially some of these girls that work at Esco. I mean, they going somewhere every couple of weeks. I was sacrificing, you know, for the type of life, you know, and lifestyle that I could have now. But last year, traveling was so big to me because I had purchased a companion pass. I fly pretty much for free with Delta and wasn't even able to really even take advantage of that because, of course, we know the pandemic, you know, came through. And a lot of the traveling, you know, was very limited. We can't really go out of the country anywhere, even to this day. You know, even right now, I think, you know, we can go to Mexico, Antigua, Turks and Caicos. The list has gotten longer, but you have to take a COVID test to get into some of these places. And then now, as of January 26th of this year, you have to take a COVID test 3 days before you come home. And they really don't play about that. Like, if you test positive for COVID while you're out of the country, you'll have to stay there until you can test negative again. So definitely something to keep in mind, you know. You might end up leaving the country and not being able to get back in for a couple weeks. Anyways, last year, one of the things that I did that I wanted to share with you guys is I had this list in my phone. I put a lot of the things that are like near and dear to me, or things that goals, different things of that nature. I put in the notes section of my cell phone. I had my travel guide of places. These were places that I wanted to hit in the next 2 years. I got Maldives, however it's pronounced, Manila, Philippines, Puerto Rico, which I checked off. Like, okay, so Puerto Rico, if I never go there again, I'll be fine. I just was not very impressed by Puerto Rico. It was a little dirty to me. Didn't really have like just a lot of great food, not a lot of like big clubs. And like for me, when I go out of town, especially out of the country, I don't necessarily have to go to the club. I do like to see just some type of nightlife just so that I can compare it to what we have here in the States. But I'm more so like, you know, trying to go to like, you know, a lot of the big landmarks, the museums. I like to do a lot of sightseeing, a lot of shopping, and a lot of eating good. Those are the main things that I like to do when I travel out of the country. Another thing too, and I'm just gonna be kind of giving y'all some traveling tips. One of the ways that I travel and make it very cost effective, so like I said, I had invested in a companion pass. As far as like hotels and things of that nature, what I do, number one, any credit card that I have, I make sure that I get points and rewards for using that credit card. Most of the things, like, you know, my bills and things of that nature, going out to eat, etc., I try to pay for it with my credit card so that I can get rewards. And then what I do is I use those rewards for travel point, you know, my fiance, so I'm not having to pay for her flights as well. You can also get, you know, points that can be used, you know, to pay for your hotel. You can get rewards, you know, just for dining and things of that nature. If you're gonna rack up, you know, bills and expenses, you might as well get rewarded, you know, for paying for them. Definitely make sure that the type of credit cards that you guys have are the credit cards that you can earn rewards from, because then, you know, it's like you killing two birds with one stone at that point. Cabo, man, so I was supposed to go to Cabo last year with a group of people. Shout out to Alex Good Energy, shout out to Mr. and Mrs. 2 Weeks Out, shout out to him 500. They had put together a trip to Cabo. I had never been to Cabo, so I was super excited about it. Figured it was gonna be some good networking. They had got, man, this crazy ass like 7-bedroom mansion, indoor outdoor pools. And so me and my girl, we were actually on a trip in Tulum. They saw us, you know, out kicking and doing our thing. We had been in Miami for, you know, probably about a week, and went to Tulum for a week. Anyways, man, we were super excited about going. In the morning that I was supposed to fly out, I had an allergic reaction to my blood pressure medicine, and my lip blew up like this big. It was crazy. Had to go to the emergency room. Ended up having to get some shots and stuff. We missed that trip, so I still haven't to this day been to Cabo. We ended up going to Jamaica instead. I've been to Jamaica several different times. I think one of my most popular stories is talking about how the very first time I went to Jamaica, came back, got held in customs, arrested, and that's when I ended up getting the news that I would be doing Escobar with 2 Chainz. So we went to Jamaica. Jamaica is cool. One thing that I really like about Jamaica is I love the food. If you go to Jamaica, you gotta go to this place called Scotty's. They do jerk chicken, and it's like on like tree limbs, like an open fire. It's crazy, but it's like so good and authentic. And they had this hot sauce, this authentic hot sauce that they put on it that you can put on the side. Oh my gosh, y'all, it's amazing. There's also a restaurant called Peppers that's super good. That's where I get my steamed fish. Everybody know I love my red snapper, but they just have some really good authentic Jamaican food over there. Of course, they've got good excursions as well, but what I'm learning with these excursions, man, y'all got to be careful, because we just went to Mexico. We went to Puerto Vallarta for my best friend Tiffany's birthday. She wanted to ride the ATVs. I rode ATVs plenty of times. I rode them here in the States. I've rode them in Aruba, and now I've rode them when we were in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And when I tell y'all, man, I was like terrified for my life. It was like this little small ass cliff, and like if you drop down, you literally looking at 100 to 200 feet, you know, before you even hit the ground. Then they took us all the way up to the top and gave us tequila. They had a whole tequila tasting, and then we were supposed to ride back down. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I was so scared. I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, I done just proposed to this girl. Now we about to die in Mexico in some freak accident. I literally felt like I was in a damn nightmare. I say all that to say, man, y'all be careful of the excursions. It was another excursion I almost lost my life in when I went to Aruba. A couple years ago, man, I went to Aruba, was once again riding ATVs, and we went to this area in Aruba called the Whirlpool. It's basically like a huge like ocean or body of water, and it's got just like all these rocky waterfalls, and you know, you can jump off of them and jump in. And so the girl that I went out of town with, she wanted to, you know, jump off the cliff and jump in, and you know, she wanted me to do it with her. It's like, girl, no, I'm black, I can't swim. A lot of us, we had swimming lessons growing up, but I had the swimming lessons at maybe 7, 8 years old and didn't get in the pool again until I was like 12. You know what I mean? Y'all remember the little caps you had to put on, and then if any of your hair came out, you'd get in trouble because your hair was fucked up. Swimming just was not my thing growing up, long story short. But anyway, she wanted to jump off the cliffs and all this, and child, I jump off one of the cliffs and a little wave just comes and tries to take my little flingy ass away. I'm like, you know, my head bopping up. I'm trying to, everybody's like, just breathe, help her, help her. Oh my God, I end up losing a contact. So then I'm walking around Aruba with just one contact in my eye. Oh man, it was once again a nightmare. So look, I say all that to say, man, y'all be careful when y'all go out of the country and y'all start doing these excursions. I remember going parasailing in Mexico one time. I think I was in Cancun. And see, it sounds like I didn't really been some places, but I'm telling y'all, all this shit is in the past 3 years. I was in Cancun and I was doing parasailing. And so when you parasail, especially like a parachute, and it's, you know, a few of y'all, I've seen them have them for like 2 people or 4 people. You get up there, you're hanging on, and it's like connected to a boat, but you all the way up in the air. One of the ones we was on in Mexico was about to fall off the thing. And I mean, you know, you have on a life jacket, but like still, you know what I'm saying? So be safe, enter at your own risk. When they say that shit's $55, it's $55 plus the risk of your life. So yeah, so Cabo was on my list last year, wasn't able to go. Definitely got to make sure I hit Cabo this year. And 2 Chainz and his wife, they actually went to Cabo for Valentine's Day, and they were trying to get us to go, but that I was going to be proposing to my girlfriend, who's now my fiance, at our housewarming the following weekend, and so still had some things to get ready. But it's like, dang, I keep missing Cabo. Another spot that I really want to go to is Thailand and Amsterdam. So I want to do like a joint trip. I've kind of like went through Amsterdam because I've been to Paris a couple of times. Amsterdam is not far from Paris at all. Like if I do a flight that's more than 8 hours, I'm personally booking a flight with a layover, because I don't want to fly anything longer than 8 hours at one time. So I've been to Amsterdam and was able to hit the coffee shops, see the red light district. For any of you guys that don't know, prostitution is legal in Amsterdam. To me, it's just seems so naughty and fun. You know, they got this red light district where basically you can see like there's girls in the windows trying to, you know, sell and shit like that. And this stuff is legal, you know what I'm saying? So it's just an area that I really want to see and check out. A lot of the conversations in the coffee shops, and their coffee shops are basically weed shops where you go, you can buy different strands of cannabis. A lot of times it's already rolled up for you. And so, you know, you just get to hear, you know, a lot of different interesting conversations in places like this. Definitely Thailand and Amsterdam. I've had some friends that have been to Thailand, have heard amazing things, all good things. And once again, I'm pretty sure that the food is good. Now, I know in Paris, the food was actually terrible. So if you think about going to Paris, keep in mind, you will not be eating good for several days. You're gonna wanna hit a KFC, Popeyes, anything. I don't even eat fast food. And when I leave like one of these countries after being there for like 5-6 days, you just be wanting like some of the naughtiest American food you can find. Speaking of KFC, a lot of the fast food restaurants that we don't like here in the States taste really good in other countries. For example, the KFC in Jamaica is amazing. If you're ever in Jamaica and you see a KFC, pull over. It's definitely gonna be much different from the ones here in Atlanta. So Aruba is on my list. I was able to check that off. Aruba is a beautiful island. I would definitely go back there again. The only thing that I did not like about Aruba is it is the #1 place for reptiles, iguanas. Everybody that know me that's been following me know that I can't stand lizards. And I mean, they are huge and they be all in the pool and everything. They feel like they regular humans over there, so keep that in mind. Bali, however it's pronounced. Definitely want to go there. That's an expensive ticket trip, so y'all keep that in mind if y'all planning a trip there. It just seems really beautiful to me. And a lot of luxury. Dubai, so I took my daughter to Paris, Dubai, and then we had a short stint in Amsterdam that I was telling y'all about. And so we were in Dubai for about 4 or 5 days. It was amazing. Dubai is just a rich ass place. Everything just looked like money. Everything, everywhere. It's expensive. You're gonna spend a bag, but it's gonna be worth it. Almost everything you see is gonna be things that you can't see or experience here. It was this one spot, man, I forgot the name of it, but it's like it had all the different countries and it emulated like all the it was like a kind of like an amusement park or of some sorts. All of the different countries was kind of like separated, and it had like all their culture, their food. You could buy things that were synonymous, you know, with that country or what that country was known for. That spot was really dope. We went there before we left. The only thing about Dubai is I smoke. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And when I tell you ain't no weed in the city, totally dry place, is completely illegal. And not illegal United States illegal ticket. It's we will take your ass to jail and you will be here for 60 days and 60 nights type shit. And it's illegal to be drunk over there. It's illegal to kiss in public. It's illegal to be gay. It's illegal to get pregnant without being married. I knew somebody who went over there. She was a little hot in the ass and got pregnant. She had to come on home because, you know, they was gonna lock her up, you know. So you can't be intoxicated in public. If you've had one too many drinks and they see you stumbling or having too much fun, you can get locked up. It's just like, damn, it's too many rules over in this motherfucker for me. St. Lucia, still haven't been to St. Lucia. Was kind of thinking about that for my birthday this year. Fiji, I just think Fiji would be a nice place to go to. China, child, China may just get scratched the fuck off after this corona shit. I ain't gotta see China. Fuck that. Barcelona, so I was able to go to Barcelona, I think it was like 2 years ago. I did a birthday trip to Paris and Barcelona. When I tell y'all, Barcelona is amazing. The food is so good. I mean, it was like a Paris, but like, you know, they got beaches and stuff. Different from Paris. It was more like laid back than Paris. Paris is a little snooty. Barcelona was really laid back. You know, they got beaches, they got good restaurant, dope clubs. You're looking at Spain, which Ibiza is in Spain as well. I also want to go to Ibiza. But, you know, these are all just dope places that we don't even have the option to go to right now. Greece. Greece is another good one. Dope culture, great food. I've never been, but definitely want to go. Bora Bora is on my list. Italy, of course. Brazil. I'm just excited about the food in Brazil. Egypt, South Africa, and Turks and Caicos. So that's my travel list, sharing with you guys. I'm gonna try to get some of those knocked off this year, depending upon what opens up for us, how this whole vaccine goes, what type of rules they continue continue to put in place. The COVID test 3 days before you come back into the States is a tricky one, because you could been and got it while being over there, you know what I mean? And then hell, I'm stuck in this foreign country for another week or two. Definitely something to keep in mind. But you know, those credit cards will help you be able to travel for little or nothing. So if you've got credit cards, make sure you have the ones that's got the reward points that's gonna really help you, you know, get some good travel points, some hotel points and things of that nature, so that you can travel for little or nothing. Because it's nothing like getting a good vacation, seeing something new, opening up your mind and your eyes to different cultures, you know, different ways of life, different ways of living. And the thing I like about it is it's a good, you know, rejuvenator. It's a good recharge for me. Whenever I feel like I've been working really hard, it's always time to take a trip. Work hard, play hard. Y'all, thanks for joining me.